Are you finding enterprise software sales difficult and not getting the results that you think you should? The truth is, most businesses struggle in this category. And it's because they're approaching this from fundamentally the wrong perspective. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you 3 truths about enterprise software sales that, if ignored, will cripple your sales process and really limit your ability to succeed. Once I become aware of these truths and change my beliefs, the way I saw myself or my role in sales changed forever. And so did my results. They grew exponentially. And I believe you can have this same result in your world as well. So my name's Gav Tai. I'm the founder of Sales Market Fit, and I help B2B SaaS businesses develop their sales and lead generation strategy in their business. So if you're from this world, please consider liking this video and hitting the subscribe and notification button down below, and you'll be notified when I release regular content based on sales strategy and lead generation strategy. And to be honest, I'd really appreciate the support as well. So I've been in enterprise software sales for about 9 years now. And when I first came into the industry, I thought, look, let's just follow those set sales philosophies that are out there in the world. They have to be true, they have to work. But they weren't quite giving us the results. And I couldn't quite figure out why. I followed everything to a T. And it wasn't until a couple of years went by that I realized they weren't addressing the fundamental truths when it comes to selling anything in the world today. And so the processes were flawed from the beginning. And it's not until we address those truths and acknowledge them and change our beliefs, then we can really start having an impact on growing revenue within a business. Because if we don't address those truths, deals will stall, they'll get tripped up, and they just won't make progress because we're trying to do something unnatural that doesn't follow a normal flow. And basically, the consequence is the sales process will struggle. It will always struggle. It won't get better over time. You will have to do things bespoke every single time. You won't be able to gain momentum, and it just doesn't feel like it's right. So the 3 truths that we'll discuss today are all intertwined. So make sure you watch to the end and that will all come together. Okay, so here we go. Now the first fundamental truth that people seem to ignore is there's always 2 sides in every sale. There's you as the vendor and the company or the potential client you're trying to sell to. Now, if you're in a startup or a software business and you have a really strong culture, it's understandable that you approach a sale from your perspective. Hey, look how great we are. We're a differentiator in the market. We're really better than the competition. Look how good we are. But at the end of the day, the market or potential clients are really ever going to engage someone for the benefit that they'll get from implementing their software. And it's really about business process improvement. So if we're approaching it from our perspective, we're trying to sell, look at me, look how great I am, you need us in your business. But if we need to consider the other side and change our messaging for the people on the other side of the fence, you may be experiencing these problems. It may be affecting you in this way. The consequence may be costing you X or exposing you to a level of risk. We help other clients similar to you and they gain these benefits. It's really, it's a shift, and a quick way to have a look at this is check your emails. Your sales prospecting emails or your outbound emails or any email in general. How many I's are you using in that? And that will give an indication of how you're writing your email. I want to talk to you. I think there's opportunity. But it's about shifting that to write the email from the perspective of the person receiving it. And that's how we need to frame our messages, because we cannot make a sale until our potential client decides to purchase. We don't have the ability to sell. So we must focus everything on helping them along their buying journey or decision-making journey to get to a purchasing decision. And that's by delivering messages at key points along their journey to get them to buy you. It is only once there is consistent demand for your product, then you will be able to build consistent sales in your business. So we must build consistent demand by framing our message for the person that we are speaking to. It is a founder, salesperson, or anyone in a sales function to create demand in every situation they're in with a potential client. It's not a marketing function. Now, I will be making a video on the 3 stages of demand and how you can create that. So if that interests you, please, again, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and I'll be releasing that in the next week or so. Now, the second fundamental truth that people overlook is people or businesses will always act in their own self-interest. They have a responsibility. They must see value in the purchase that they're going to undertake. If they don't see the value for them, they're not going to purchase. They just won't get approval. And that is one of the things we need to recognize of anyone in a sales process, in enterprise sales or any sales for that matter. So salespeople or software companies are acting in their own self-interest. They have revenue goals, they have targets they need to meet, so they're putting pressure on the market to buy their product. But at the end of the day, the market doesn't care. We need to help them see the value for them in their situation. And not doing this is one of the most detrimental flaws that you can have in your sales process, because you will not build consistent results or a consistent pipeline or predictable sales. The market doesn't care about what you need in your business. They will only care about the value that you give them. Now, it's a massive mistake to think that your potential clients will automatically see the full value that you provide. Now, this is understandable. They have pressures and other interests in their life. They have other priorities. Speaking to you may be a shock, but it's probably not their priority. So we have to frame everything and lay everything out as simple as possible and unequivocally to demonstrate the value that you'll provide to them. And that, in large part, starts with helping them quantify how big the problems are in their business, both direct impacts and indirect impacts. The indirect impacts are often what cost them more money, but are a lot harder to see. Now, the third fundamental truth that people are overlooking is people hate to be sold to. We are consumers in our own world, and I would hazard a guess that when you go out into the world, when people try to sell to you, when you walk into a department store or any situation, you don't like it. And it's the same is especially true with enterprise software sales. If salespeople or founders or anyone involved in the sales process is too pushy, the market has so much more power now, because most of the meetings are done online, that people just disengage, they withdraw, and you're at a loss. So we can't sell to the market anymore. We have to focus on helping customers or potential customers get to that purchasing point where they want to buy your product. And that is largely done through exceptional customer service, or recognizing the journey that a company must go on to first be interested in what you're selling, and then recognizing that just interest is not a cue for buying. It's not a buying cue, it's just merely interest. Now we need to take them through a journey to quantify their problems, demonstrate the real value that you provide, and make that ROI an absolute must need in their business. And we can only do that by helping them along the journey and not selling. We must give before we ask, and ask is revenue at the end. I want to bring this together through this diagram that I'm about to put up now. So this shows that there are 2 sides in every sale: the software company on the left and the potential client on the right. Now, as long as you're acting from the frame of the left in your best interest, or framing the message from your perspective, you're selling. Instead, consider, how do you create demand? How do you focus on their problems in their business and the impacts? And how do you help alleviate those impacts and give them a true business benefit from your software? Now, when you're operating from the demand side, it is a far more positive way to communicate with your potential clients and create a partnership approach. So let's recap on those 3 truths. There's two sides to every sale. Two is people act in their own self-interest. So frame the message and that benefits them first and you second. And three, people hate being sold to. Now, I'd be curious to know, have you been ignoring these truths in your sales process? And what are the impacts? And what are some quick wins that you can implement in your business tomorrow or even today to start factoring in these truths and getting a different result? I hope you found today's video useful. Now, in the comments below and in the description, what I have is 20 different lead generation strategies that you can implement in any B2B business. Now, not all strategies work for every market, but it'll give you a broad sense of what's applicable and how long it takes to get results. Finally, thank you once again for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate the support, and I'll be releasing new content regularly. So until next time, I'm Gav Tai. See you later.